Hello and welcome to T-Money Talks. In this week's episode, T-Money's going to bring on the spooky vibes as they play some footage from last week's pumpkin carving episode and bring back a special guest to tell some spooky stories. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Hello, welcome back to another spooky episode. We are carving pumpkins. Have you decided which pumpkin you're gonna get?
I have no idea. I have anxiety about the entire thing. I think you should pick the pumpkin.
Oh, dang.
Boom.
We're not gonna carve pumpkins. I'm just kidding. Okay. Let's see. I feel like you want this one.
It's not about what I want. I would enjoy both of the pumpkins.
That's
for
how
sure.
I feel too. Okay, let's. Oh, Jesus. I think this one might be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take this guy.
All
right, we've discussed our pumpkins. We picked them out.
It's been decided.
And now it's time to pull the guts out.
Happy Halloween, folks.
Happy Halloween.
Happy
indeed.
early Halloween.
My mother said, she was like, right before we started recording, my mother was like, don't do it in the house. And here we are in the house. Only because, like, where else were we supposed to go?
For the record, I was fine going.
Well, to be fair, it's pretty windy outside, and
it was.
We can't really record a podcast with it windy out. I think I'm just going to start by... Oh, we should get gloves for our hands for the guts.
That's true. You keep this going. I'll be right back. I know where they are.
Okay, yeah. So we got two pumpkins going. You know, I'm pretty nervous because I have no idea what I'm going to do with this pumpkin, and I have no idea how great this podcast is going to come out either. But you know what? It is spooky time. It is a spooky month. We are trying new things. This is season 2. You know, we're giving everything a whirl. We're giving everything a go. I'm a little nervous, you know, but we're just riding the vibe. We're riding the wave as it goes. Yes. I hope 2, please. I hope you're all ready for one heck of a wild ride. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and jab this guy in and start cutting out a hole. I'm not murdering anyone. What? Here we go. I'm initiating the first carve. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now, this is the only this is about the 3rd pumpkin I've carved in my entire lifetime, folks. And it's a lot harder than I recall it to be. But here we are, trying to get a nice little hole going. Oh dear. I hope they could hear the ASMR of these pumpkins going on.
Me too.
Come on, you freaking... Oh my.
How do you feel about pumpkins? Have you ever thought about it?
What do you mean? Like, in a sense of eating them?
Everything. They're used, what we do with them. How do you feel about pumpkins?
Pumpkins? I've never really thought about pumpkins, if I'm being honest.
They're so present, though.
You know what? Jesus, now that you say that, I feel like I don't know how I'm gonna... I don't know, is a pumpkin alive? Does this pumpkin have a soul? Oh, dear.
Well, do you think pumpkins bring on the vibes of Halloween? Like, do you think pumpkins actually do their job, what they're alleged to do?
Oh,
allegedly,
dear.
do you think they do their job? I don't know how you would say that.
I'm so sorry. I'm having some mic difficulties all over this place right now.
Like, should we start up?
No, we're okay. We're okay.
Good?
We're good. We're just gonna keep it going. I feel like this is gonna be an interesting podcast episode.
Say,
Yeah, I feel like we're trying new things here. I'm recording 2 people on 1 laptop. So I think it looks like we could hear me still. It looks good. It's going to be one wild ride for this episode.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I feel like even though it's kind of like hectic and doesn't feel like like a real Tea Money Talks episode, I still say this is good. I'm enjoying this.
Well, I guess some other things I was to be like, have you experienced anything spooky this October?
I have not. But back to the question you asked about pumpkins. Sorry, I don't know why my mic just totally spasmed out on me. It was like, you're not going to talk. We don't want you. But anyways, I feel like I've never really looked at a pumpkin out past carving it. Or like, I never really even seen it as like a Halloween vibe. Oh, snap.
Oh, no.
Mine bent.
I was using the longer one to do this job.
Thank you. You're smart.
I should have said
You're
something,
smart.
but like, I feel like you have better carving skills than I do.
No, it's so much easier now. Look at me go. Look at me go. I'm cutting this hole better than I started when I started. But anyways, I feel like I don't know if they do the job of like the spooky vibes, you know? I think it is the staple for like Halloween, and I think that's just because so many movies and like that's what we've been brought up to say about pumpkins, you know? But I don't know how I genuinely feel about them. I've never had pumpkin pie. Never really been a fan.
You want to hear something gross?
What?
Pumpkin. I think I said this last year. Pumpkin pie kind of grew on me if it's done right.
Really?
I think what pumpkin pies really lack is a good crust. I think that the filling is pretty simple. And I think if you know how to cook a good sweet potato pie, you can cook a good pumpkin pie.
Interesting.
I'll say that much. So it shouldn't be hard.
You know, even though Halloween was just last year, I feel like I completely forgot how bad pumpkins smell.
Well, I like the smell of pumpkins. I like the
yeah.
smell of raw pumpkins. I don't understand candle pumpkins. I feel like when you cook like pumpkins and like cinnamon and sugar and stuff, that's what they start to smell like.
Interesting. I feel like we should have got some napkins or something. It's all right. We're in this together. We are in this together, folks. I feel like, can everyone still hear me? I feel like, okay, I think I'm still good, right?
I made a proof. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I definitely should use this big one from the get-go. Now I know for next time. Now I know. It's all right. We live and we learn. But no, nothing else. So nothing spooky has happened yet for me this year either. How about for you, sir?
No, I don't think so. Nothing comes to mind at the moment.
Yeah, it almost doesn't feel like Halloween. Or is that just me?
I think since I decorated my room and started carving pumpkins, it's kind of here for me now. I think it's like gonna get better towards the end of the month. It always does. Yeah, it's kind of like it's in the air for me. It hasn't settled just yet. It's in the air. It's like fall is still falling.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Maybe that's it too. Is I just haven't had the true Halloween vibes yet. And this is a lot harder than I had thought it was going to be. I thought in my head, I was like, doing a podcast, carving a pumpkin will be so easy and so much fun. And now I'm like, I don't know, man. It's pretty hard. Did I think this one through? No. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm having fun. Here we go. We gotta try.
All right, I'm pretty down to get into because I'm really curious. I feel like you have some good ones. Have you had? This isn't. I wouldn't say this is a ghost stories, but I guess you could intertwine the two. But like, have you had spooky experiences before?
Like paranormal or
anything that just felt kind of off or freaky or not your vibe.
Interesting.
Let's open it up there.
That's not my... Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to not really like cemeteries. Like, I never really liked to go to cemeteries because, like, just, I don't want to say, like, I would see things, you know, but sometimes, like, I would just feel things. And, like, or I would, you know, like, I would, like, because I was, like, feeling, like, the presence of, like, stuff, I would, like, kind of, like, made me feel like maybe my brain was playing tricks on me, like I was seeing stuff. But I feel like I don't. I don't
That's
really.
kind of wild. I mean, do you want to talk about any things you might have saw?
Well, it was always kind of just like people, or like, you know, it's
That
like
didn't feel like people.
yeah, that they felt like people. You know, it's like because whenever we would go to funerals, like because funerals were the only time we would go to like graveyards and stuff. I'm like, especially like at least the one I went to for like my great grandma when she had passed, when I think was probably in like high school or something, and like I remember like where she was buried or whatever. Like I just did not like. I just thought I saw so many things, and this thing. Oh my god! Yes, just spin off. Sorry, the scooper is too big, but yeah, I just remember not really like liking the vibes because I just felt like I kept seeing people like near the graves or like, and it also was nighttime too, and like there was no one else, like because it was like the service was like at the evening time, you know, so like no one else was like there except for me and like all my huge ass family. You know?
That's strange. I've never heard of that. I've never been to a funeral in the evening.
Really? I thought all funerals happen in the evening.
No. I mean, I guess in my family, like, funerals happen pretty early morning. Like, definitely, they get started no later than, like, 10:30, 11. Definitely, like, maybe around 1 p.m.
No, yeah, this one was definitely like towards sun, like 5 or 6, and the night. Like I remember, unless I'm just like totally envisioning my childhood completely wrong. I remember most of the funerals I went to being like never in the morning, always like in the evening, towards like the later nighttime, towards when like the sun was usually always setting.
It's like, interesting.
Yeah, is when most funerals have happened. So, which is why when we recently had to go to funerals in the morning,
I feel like that's a lot.
I'm like, why are we going in the morning? Do you feel like it's a lot?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of. I guess this is just because it's so strange to me. Like, I don't know. I feel like that kind of sets you up, like, as a kid to have, like, a weird experience at a funeral because, like, I feel like nighttime dealing with death is so much more mysterious.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what it was, too, because, like, that wasn't, like, the only time I would, like, get paranormal experiences either. So at some point, it was, like, is it, like, am I seeing things or am I just scared?
Yeah, because
it's nighttime and we're in this, like, old-timey looking cemetery right now.
Like, to be honest, I really don't like funerals. I've learned to get over them for the right reasons. But typically, like, even if I knew the person kind of well, like, I don't want to go if I know if it's going to be a sad experience just because it's going to be a lot for me.
Yeah.
It's one thing if I know everyone's going to, like, try to be happy and, like, understand. Ooh, you okay?
My hand is just cramping.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to be happy and like understand and like really come celebrate that person and lift other people's spirits up. Like those are the funerals I typically like to go to. That's how I want my funeral.
That's
to
how
be.
I want my funeral to
like,
be.
I don't want it to be like like a puddle of just sadness and despair.
Yeah,
like,
I will haunt whoever cries at my funeral. Like I will poltergeist you. If you cry at my funeral,
I just want to party really too.
Yeah.
Like don't party because I'm dead. Like party because like I've ascended and I'm just no longer here.
Exactly.
And that's
like,
okay.
Exactly. Like if my time is here, I want y'all to celebrate it the way I would have lived it. I don't want no one crying. I don't need any of that energy while I'm going off. You know, like when I'm going off to where I go on to the next lifetime, you know, I'm like, I want to look back and see all y'all enjoying the day, you know. It's like cry when you get home, go ahead, let it all out, but until the funeral is over, until the day is done, you know, I don't want to see any tears. I just want good vibes, good energies, you know. Whew. This is getting difficult.
You really gotta get in there.
I know. And I'm just like, okay, there we go.
I like this tool packet though. It's very useful. I love getting in the guts. It's just, it's fun.
You like the guts?
I do. I think it's the most cathartic part about carving a pumpkin. We are now hollowers.
Yes,
Not
folks.
the hollowed.
We are still just emptying out our pumpkins. We are not quite yet done. I
thought it was a little poetic. Did you catch that?
No, I did not.
I was like, we are the hollowers. We are the. I forgot how to say it now. I was like, we are the hollowers, not the hollowed. No longer the hollowed.
Yeah. I'm so upset. My arm keeps going everywhere I keep putting the mic stand at. Every time I keep trying to move it so I could get a better grip of everything and I could still get heard, I just keep going straight to where the mic is, and I'm like, why? Why must I be like this? But I feel like when you're carving a pumpkin, do you like a real clean inside, or do you like to just get as much as you can out of it?
I like to get a real clean inside, because that way I know it's not going to rot. It's going to last longer. If I get all the guts out and it's just a shell, I feel like if I leave a lot of residue, it's just going to get gross really fast.
I see. All right. I'm going to pause really quick. Hello, and welcome to The Real Show, everyone. Welcome to The Real Show. I hope you enjoyed that chaotic first half of when we carved pumpkins.
Spooky greetings, folks.
Hello. We have some exciting things to tell or to share this week. I found a website called with 30 very short tales of horror that are better than most scary movies you've watched.
Yep.
Do you believe that to be true?
I don't know. I keep saying Hereditary is pretty bad for me. Midsommar is also disturbing.
Yeah, Midsommar was. I feel like I want to rewatch Midsommar.
Me too, only because it just mind screwed me.
For me, I feel like it didn't hit the way it hit everyone else.
Cause I don't know. Let me.
Oh my god!
Whoa. Being attacked by ghouls.
We really are. Maybe. Oh my goodness! I have no idea what just happened. Oh my god!
Calm down. No, I'm just kidding.
Jer's mic totally just almost fell.
I'll be honest, I kicked it.
I mean, it should have been secured though. I secured
I wasn't
it.
expecting it to pop up and everything like that.
And then my hand spasmed.
Because I think the directors and the cast and everybody on this movie did an amazing job, and I think it's not yeah, it has gross parts and it's gory in some aspects, but it's more definitely a psychological thriller, because I think the scariest thing about the situation is because it could have happened to anybody in college. Yeah, to be honest,
that's true.
And he doesn't really go into very important aspects with the people, the relationships in the movies. He kind of puts you in the middle of it, and but it all feels so real and relatable. For example, Danny and her boyfriend, that whole thing was super toxic and annoying.
That's true.
And then but the thing was, is the roommate that brought them there, they were roommates for years, and he probably brought it up a few times, and said, oh, I come from this village and it's crazy, yada yada yada, or not even I'm sure he was describing how beautiful and tranquil and and spiritual it was, and how he comes from people and all that type of stuff. But realistically, he was their college roommate for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And then
I would trust him if I knew.
That's me taking you to Africa or something, and being hey, this tribe, and then I just put your mom and your cousins up for possible murder. What? That's terrifying.
I think that's why I need to rewatch it, because I don't think I fully grasp it all.
Yeah, if you try not, because I went into a very critical mindset going into this movie, because I've been very disappointed with the horror genre for a long time.
Me
And I
too.
love horror. I love concepts like Jeepers Creepers and like stuff like that, because it's more the concept that's more terrifying than maybe the film was able to depict at the time. But like Jeepers Creepers like is another one that's like it's
That
like
one's
a mind like thing, like whoa, I could be driving and this crap could happen to me
At any time. At
No,
any time.
the theme of that movie is just, there's nothing like, these people are not paying for crimes. They don't have incredible sins. Literally, they were just passing through at the literally the right time. Like that's all. You were just the people chosen in the situation to be like eaten for this monster.
Ain't nothing you did.
It
Ain't nothing you
disappears
did.
for like another so and so years. Like, but anyways, back to Midsummer. Like, it's just it's psychological. Like, even the part where that horrible scene where like they make her mate with that underage child.
Yeah.
That was terrible. But like the thing was is like him running through the forest naked, and like I feel like it's a very common, well, if you, anyone who doesn't know out there, it's a very common dream in psychology, like to be like out running naked and like you can't find clothes or you can't find
I've never had one of those, but yeah.
But it's a very common thing. I've had those dreams before, and I think it has something to do with like, one, you have like high anxiety levels for one, because like those dreams get intense, and then two, like you're probably dealing with like something you're trying to conceal, or like you're dealing with deep shame or like regret of something, and like I don't remember when like I was having a dream all that time was happening, but like you're just very terrified of being exposed, and like I think that's what like that's what like these characters are going through, like all of their like issues are being exposed, and they're being like chopped off one by one, because unfortunately it's like the same idea as Jeepers Creepers. They were just people who were in the circle at the time who fit the criteria for the sacrifices,
and
even though that they, some of them were complete idiots, but like
yeah,
but like it's trippy. And then like, oh, it's just, and then the way they bring I don't know if you would call it witchcraft, but kind of like Celtic ritual like stuff into it. Like I feel like that production company and those directors and those writers, they're very, very knowledgeable of like Celtic magic. Like they're not, it's not like the like,
interesting,
you know, it's not like the Shakespeare like witches.
Yeah.
Like these are like
real,
hardcore, like, you know, I want power here on earth,
oh
like
my,
witches.
yeah,
And like, you know, like it gets trippy, because like people have talked about experiences that they had with being like cursed and like all types of stuff, and like that's what the director attacks in these movies, and I think that's what makes them so disturbing. Like these people are like on their A game about demonology, how spirits could get into your house, like, you know.
I still want to have Rob so we could talk about demonology and all that jazz.
It's deep.
I know, and I want to know more. Anyway.
Protect yourself, folks.
Always.
Out there.
Oh yeah,
always protect yourself. Do not go into anything willy-nilly. If you don't know what it is, do your research first. Nothing's a game.
Yes, it is. It does sound interesting. Yes, it does. But you have to know what you're going into are real things. That's all we gotta say.
It or not,
just know it's real. What you messing with, something's coming. There's something there. You know, something's listening. That's all I want to say. You know? So protect, you watch out.
Believe what you will.
Anyways, I think I'm going to start off the first story. I figured I'll read like the first two I read to you, and then we'll read this one, and then let's see how you feel about it. You know,
okay.
Yeah, I'll see if I could try to remember my initial first thoughts when I read it too.
First one, right?
Yeah, the very first one. This story is called "This New Old House." We bought an old house, my boyfriend and I. He's in charge of the new construction, converting the kitchen into the master bedroom, for instance, while I'm on wallpaper removal duty. The previous owner papered every wall and ceiling. Removing it is brutal but oddly satisfying. The best feeling is getting a long peel, similar to your skin when you're peeling from a sunburn. I don't know about you, but I kind of make a game of peeling, on the hunt for the longest piece before it rips. Under a corner section of paper in every room is a person's name and a date. Curiosity got the best of me one night when I googled one of the names and discovered the person was actually a missing person.
Oh no.
The missing date matched the date under the wallpaper. The next day, I made a list of all the names and dates. Sure enough, each name was for a missing person with dates to match. We notified the police, who naturally sent out the crime scene team. I overheard one tech say, "Yup, it's human." Human? What's human? Ma'am, where's the material you removed from the walls already? This isn't wallpaper you were removing.
Yeah.
You telling me this man de-skinned these missing people and put them up as wallpaper?
That is crazy. And he must have been crazy talented for her not to notice something wasn't up. I wonder if it... Maybe that was a wild comment I was about to say. But, like, I don't know, like... Which war was the Nazis? Was that 1 or 2?
Two?
I think it's 2,
I think
right?
it's 2.
Yeah, 2. Literally, the Nazis were, like, into crazy experiments with, like using the skin of the people that they were killing.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so, like, they were horrifying. And they were so thirsty for materials during war because, like, they were losing at some point. They were literally making, like, hats and coats and stuff out of their skin. They start using all the resources they can from these people. They melted down, like, their family heirlooms and shit. What, like, if it was made out of metal to, like, make more bullets. Like, they were doing wild stuff.
What the hell?
Yeah, like, that stuff was no joke. There's, like, so much in school that they don't tell you about. Like, Jesus. And then our teacher, got her name. She was one of my favorite teachers. But she showed us, like, a really good documentary about, like, really the horrors that, like, about what, and the people that survived and, like, what they had to go through. Like, all their friends were dead and, like, they saw it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. And, like, it's so sad because I think this is a common one that a lot of people hear, but, like, it's sad because when they finally got to these camps, like, the men will give, like, their first instinct was to give them food, but, like, the way that their body was in, they need to be probably giving, like, fluids first.
Yeah.
And, like, rehydrate their organs and everything because they were in insanely cold weather, bare, like, you know, like, bare ass naked. So they would give them food and, like, they would just, like, destroy their organs and, like, they would bleed out.
Jesus.
And, like, all types of crazy stuff. So, like, yeah, like, they went through it. So, like, that's a weird story, and I hope it wasn't, like,
yeah, I hope that one wasn't real.
Oh, are these real?
I don't know.
I thought these were real. That's why I was like, that's disturbing.
Oh, there's short stories on a subreddit on Reddit.
Oh.
So they could very well be true. I hope not. That was horrifying. Both the story and the information you filled with after.
Oh yeah. Because, like, it is disturbing to know it's possible. So that's why I was like, for him to be able to, like, have a method to turn human skin into
like wallpaper.
That's sick. Like,
yeah.
I feel
I don't even want to know how you do that.
Yeah, I feel like sociopaths they're so interesting, but it's insane because, like, who has
the time,
the goal? Like, bro, like, you just, like,
who looks at a wall and go, human flesh
needs human. That's the color I need, and I know how to make it.
You know, like, I also wonder what colors, like.
Who is giving you that knowledge? Like,
how do you come across that? Is what I want to know.
It's beyond me. But anyways,
here's the other one I read. I don't know how much time we'll have for stories, but here's the second one. It's called Guardians. He awoke to the huge insect-like creatures looming over his bed and screamed his lungs out. They hastily left the room, and he stayed up all night, shaking and wondering if it had been a dream. The next morning, there was a tap on the door. Gathering his courage, he opened it to see one of them gently placed a plate filled with fried breakfast on the floor, then retreated to a safe distance. Bewildered, he accepted the gift. The creatures chittered excitedly. This happened every day for weeks. At first, he was worried they were fattening him up, but after a particularly greasy breakfast left him clenching his chest from heartburn, they were replaced with fresh fruit. As well as cooking, they poured hot steaming baths for him and even tucked him in when he went to bed. It was bizarre. One night he awoke to gunshots and screaming. He raced downstairs to find a decapitated burglar being devoured by the insects. He was sickened, but disposed of the remains as best he could. He knew they had just been protecting him. One morning the creatures wouldn't let him leave his room. He lay down, confused but trusting as they ushered him back into bed. Whatever their motives, they weren't going to hurt him. Hours later, a burning pain spread throughout his body. It felt like his stomach was filled with razor wire. The insects chittered as he spasmed and moaned. It was only when he felt a terrible squirming feeling beneath his skin that he realized the insects hadn't been protecting him. They had been protecting their young. They had been protecting their young.
I don't know how I felt about that one.
Me neither. That's exactly how I felt after I read that.
First one was good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I think what does scary things, like what is it that does it for you that has you like spooked?
Definitely not bugs like that. Not that bug story.
Yeah, I wouldn't say not. I think that was just bad.
Yeah.
But sorry, whoever that. Sorry to that man.
I tried to read it as best as I could.
I'm sorry. That wasn't nice. It was good, but I'm just like I wish I had known I was reading a fictional story.
Yeah, because at first I thought it was real, and then it ended up being, oh yeah, no, this is clearly fake.
Yeah, like you just kind of threw us in there. Would be my only critique, but I'm just being an asshole. I'm sorry.
No,
anyways,
I feel like no,
it didn't give me the juice, sir. Or miss.
Yeah.
Or they or them.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like the first one definitely gave me, that's what does it for me. You know, because like I feel like if you're gonna do bugs in a story, you gotta know how to do it. Because I'm feeling like if you have maggots, like, you know, like crawling underneath a person's arm, and then you like they, because I remember that visually in like a scene from like my childhood watching a horror film, like a lady could see like maggots like swarming around in her worm. God. I mean, her worm.
Excuse me?
In her arm.
She has a what?
And so she like takes a scalpel and like cuts her arm open, and then just out comes like all these maggots like oozing from her arm. And that gets me, like seeing the bugs come out, you know?
Yeah, I just don't like bugs, especially if they're like parasitic types. Like, you know, if they have to feed off something, like ugh. That whole concept is disturbing to me. Just like, yeah, like I think if you deal with bugs, you really have to go there. Like, you know, like
you have to make
of, like,
it really
the worst
disturbing
case scenario, the worst bug. Like, I don't know, for people like it, I hate spiders, but honestly it's like centipedes for me too. Yeah, those, like if there was like some crazy centipede outbreak and like they became vicious and like, you know, they could like crawl through your body just with using their little legs or something, like I would freak out. I would too. I'd go crazy. I'd lock us all in the house. I'd just be like, no one's leaving, nothing's coming in, nothing's coming out.
No, yeah, we would have to have a lifetime supply.
This is where we die.
Yeah.
I'm not going out like that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I agree. If you're going to use bugs, you got to make it the worst thing you could think of possibly.
Especially bugs is coming through the eyes.
Yeah, because for that, the way that one to end, for like, it was just
saw it coming. I'm sorry, brother or miss.
Yeah,
it's just,
or them,
or they. I'm sorry.
It's just the whole idea of them just being, you know, growing. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes the
like
most.
What planet are we on? Like I kind of lost the context.
Yeah, I agree, because it's kind of just like throws like, here it is.
I mean, I don't want a chapter book either, but I'm just like, you know.
Yeah, I feel like the first one definitely did it right. I didn't read any more after that. Should I just read you the title of the names and see if we should just go into one together?
All right.
So there's one called My Daughter Learned to Count.
Oh no.
Why did I not like that?
I don't like that either.
It's very short. I don't know. I mean, should I read it?
I'm trying to find the one you're talking about.
It's the sixth one. It's the sixth story. Yeah, I don't know. That one definitely like hit me in a way. I was like, my daughter learned to count? Excuse me? What, could she not count before?
You know what? Lay it on me.
All right. Let's see.
It's short.
My daughter woke me around 11:50 last night. My wife and I picked her up from her friend Sally's birthday party, brought her home, and put her to bed. My wife went into the bedroom to read while I fell asleep watching the Braves game. Daddy? She whispered, tugging my shirt sleeve. Guess how old I'm going to be next month? I don't know, beauty. I said as I slipped on my glasses. How old? She smiled and held up 4 fingers. It is 7:30 now. My wife and I have been up with her for almost 8 hours. She still refuses to tell us where she got them. Excuse me? Did I
I
did I miss something?
I think there's a typo or something in here. I there's
Right?
I don't think I missed it that bad. I think
I'm
this
like,
is like,
is there more?
yeah, I think half of the story you got, because what are they talking about?
Yeah,
Half of-
I'm
got what from?
yeah, like what are you talking about? Now it's
My daughter
7:30?
woke me up around 11:50 last night.
I'm so confused.
Maybe we shouldn't have read the title. 'Cause
Maybe-
maybe that we were expecting something.
Something,
different.
yeah.
My wife and I had picked her up from her friend Sally's birthday party,
Interesting.
brought her home, and put her to bed. My wife went into the bedroom to read while I fell asleep watching the Braves game.
Daddy whispered.
Uh-huh.
Guess how old I'm going to be next month? I don't know, beauty. I said, sipped on my glasses. How old? She smiled, held up 4 fingers. It is 7:30 now. My wife and I have been up with her for almost 8 hours. She refuses to tell us where she got them. Where she got what? Are we missing something?
This is so embarrassing for y'all because
I know.
like what did she find some fingers or something? Like is that what
is that what they're trying to say?
I thought
Maybe?
they were trying to say that like she turned back time or like turned through time or something. But I was like, I'm just thinking too hard about my daughter learned how to
Actually,
count.
maybe it is. She held up 4 fingers. Because where else she still refuses to tell us where she got them. That I would only think them to be fingers. Now that she smiled and held up 4 fingers.
Okay, another writer.
Yeah. What is this? I don't want to think.
Like if this happened to my daughter, I wouldn't want to tell a story this way.
No.
Like this, you didn't set me up right. Like
I'm so confused. I'm more confused than I am.
if my beautiful little girl came up to me with like 4 human fingers,
Fingers,
she was like, "It's 4
4
o'clock, Dad." Like 1, I'd be like, "Are you hurt?" Like
no. Like, who's in there with you?
Tell me where she got them fingers.
Yeah, like we're gonna be sitting here for 8 hours and her not telling me where she found these dang fingers.
To tell me where she got the fingers from. No, how you gonna tell me where you got these fingers from?
Dang, now I'm afraid. You know what? I mean, it's fine because we're running out of time now, anyways. But I feel like I'm scared now. I feel like the first one was the best one.
Yeah, I think this what was scary about one is like it is scary. Like what if this like I couldn't imagine if my daughter did that. Like
yeah, because also like it just also like the way you just didn't catch, or maybe we're just slow.
What if it was Mel? Oh my god. There'd be so many thoughts going through my head.
I'd be like, where did you find them? Did you do it? Like that's my thing. It's like, how are you just gonna be like, she smiled and held up 4 fingers?
Like, does my child think decapitation is like funny?
But yeah, that's I'm so confused on that story.
Why, Sally?
Yeah, dang, I'm so sorry, listeners. You know, those last 2 stories were just not popping. They just were not popping. But it's fine, I guess, you know, because
I feel like our minds made it scarier than it was.
I agree.
Sorry for that history and lesson. I didn't mean anything offensive to anybody. I just thought people should know.
Yeah, no, that was good information for me. I had no idea about that. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we really kind of... And, you know, we had a German exchange student that year. We were learning about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, she was, like, straight up, like, she was all, like, this didn't happen.
What?
Yeah, like she was like the war happened, but like this is not how it happened to like everybody. Like, and she never really explained.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know if she just because like I did have a theater class with her too, and like she was fluent in English, but I don't know if she got like all the concepts like people were like telling her all the time, which is like shame on the school.
Yeah.
But like yeah, because we had one that was Brazilian, and then she was really cool too. But like she was like on it, like you know, like she could like she'd been to like several different countries and learned several different like languages already.
Snap!
She was cool. I forget her name, But like the other one was just, she was kind of like slower, but like I think it's just because like I don't think she like got like the full swing of English. Like she got most of it. Like she got enough to like apply for everything.
Yeah.
But like she I don't know if she just didn't explain herself or she just didn't know how to like defend the statement, because I'm sure like I wonder how Germans do teach like that war, because I know
I'm very curious.
It is kind of erased from like their, I get the idea that it's kind of erased from like their history a little bit.
Yeah.
And like of course they feel different ways about how we view the war.
Very true.
Because we are the Americans.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that, I was really into history, but like there's a lot of stuff. Like war is terrible.
It is. It really
doesn't
is.
make sense.
It doesn't.
There's too much technology. There's too much food. There's too much space.
Anyways, on to a lighter note.
It's just been, I don't know why I've been on that stuff lately,
No.
but like it's just irritating me about the world. Like we're just really gonna let this stuff get worse. There's it makes
we
me
really
mad
are.
there's solutions to these problems, but we're just people, and that's our excuse. We're just different people, and we don't want to agree on stuff, so we fight.
What can we do?
I don't know, man. It's looking ridiculous. Everyone needs to chill out on something. I don't know what your medicine needs to be, but some of y'all need chill pills. It's not that serious.
Yeah. But anyways, I am sorry that we only got 1 out of 3 good stories from that website. I had a feeling, but I read that first one. I was like, that one was good. That was a good one. But them last 2 just...
I feel so grossed out.
Yeah. The first one was the best one, and I think we should have just left it at that. Yeah. I wouldn't live there.
Because I'm just like, what if the previous owner comes back? Or whoever was like...
Oh, dang.
I don't know. If you got like all the time to do that, you could have not just been doing it in like in your friendly neighborhood, and no one noticed you're bringing dead bodies to. But it could just be a fictional story too.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
That would just be disturbing.
I don't know. Anyways, either way, I hope you enjoyed this very strange, spooky themed episode podcast this week. You got some plopping. I can't talk. Anyways, you got some pumpkin carving stuff that we didn't put on last week, and you got a little spooky stuff. We'll finish off the month of October strong with more spooky things to come, but anything else before we sign off, sir? We're right in hot towards this end.
I don't know if you want... I've yet to fully get into the Halloween spirit.
I agree.
And I hope there's more Halloween things to come.
We definitely have to decorate. We should decorate.
We do need to decorate.
I say we eat and then decorate.
I'm down.
All right.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. Anyways, I hope everyone has a great day.
I do too. That's it. That's all I have for this week's episode, guys. Until next time, this is T Money saying live your life because you are the only one who gets it. All right. Bye.